bro, get this. And I was like, barbers that compete in barber battles are better than barbers who don't.
What's up, guys? This is your host, Ray, of Vida Barbero podcast. Welcome to today's episode. Pretty fired up about today. We got a pretty interesting guest. I've been tracking her for a while. She's been making a lot of noise. If you haven't heard of her, you're probably living under a rock.
Facts.
So we're gonna get from the alpha to the omega. We're gonna find out what Cherry the Barber is all about. So introduce yourself, Cherry. Let us know.
Well, first of all, shout out to Ray for having me out here.
Absolutely.
At his amazing barbershop, Pinstripes, out here in Southtown. I really appreciate the invite. OG in the game, I'm honored. So I'm Cherry the Barber. I'm a barber, been a barber for 7 years. And I have a 5-Star Barber Co., which is a barber supply store, as well as my barbershop, but I just cut by myself in there. So it's just my store with me. And right now I create a lot of social media content for the last year. And, you know.
Tell us, I'll tell you what I did notice, Cherry. And I think you put this out on your last week sometime. You're looking for ambassadors. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Or people to join the team?
Yeah, for sure. Looking for like ambassadors for 5-Star Barber Co. And basically, you know, send them products and, you know, do the whole, basically, you know, we want to have 5-Star barbers as our ambassadors.
Well, of course. Because I consider you 5-Star all the way.
Let's go.
But so your shop, it's just yourself. You got a storefront.
Mm-hmm. In Leon Valley.
Okay. Do you plan to add anybody, or you're just gonna rock this thing yourself?
I'm not sure. I mean, everybody.
Which I kind of do that myself. I rock it myself. I got the shop here, and then I go hide in the back. You know, I've got my own little suite. So
yeah, that's dope. Yeah, but you know, sometimes everybody asks that. Are you ever gonna get more barbers and stuff? Actually, I don't know if you know who Lacey Lady Barber is.
Yes. Yeah.
So she's actually gonna come out and cut there for a couple months while she renews her visa in October for a couple months.
I think Lacey. Hold on, I'm trying to. That name sounds real familiar. Rico.
Yeah, and she used to be here in San Antonio,
right.
She's been in the UK for a few years now. Or a couple years now, and she got voted best barber in the UK,
Barbering
top
took her over
influencer
there.
in the UK.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's killing it out there in the UK, but so she's gonna have a little residency, I guess you could say, at the store.
Okay.
Or at the shop, and you know, since I'm gonna have a station, I'm basically gonna make a station for her, and like since I'm gonna do that when she does leave.
You think the UK's heard of Cherry?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like according to my demographics, yes, they have.
I'm impressed with those numbers.
Yeah, we look at like our analytics a lot, and I mean for sure, you know, even if it's a small percentage.
No, it's you know, it caught my attention. You know, I think it's caught a lot of people's attention.
Like 4% of like 20 million people might be.
Hey.
Like somebody from UK seen something.
Because you're at what, 100,000 subscribers right now?
No.
On YouTube?
No, YouTube, we've actually only been doing it for 1 month, and we're at 11,000 subscribers in 1 month.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then just TikTok is like 155,000 followers.
That's what's
and up. Facebook is 36,000 followers.
Because you post, I see reels on you almost on a daily.
Yeah.
How often? Do you have somebody?
Yeah.
In there.
So basically, I have.
Tell us about this guy.
The most awesome dude ever. Don made it.
Shout
out my bro.
Right on.
I mean, so I actually met him. So this is a crazy story. We could really get into it.
Absolutely.
So obviously, I had a business partner for 5-Star Barber Co. And actually today is the anniversary of him passing away, and it was just like
our deepest and most sincere condolences, because I remember you and him, you know, showing him on your social media. Yeah. Was this during COVID? Was this?
Yeah, it was. Well, it was last year, and You know, it's real sketchy, but apparently, I mean, mind you, I say sketchy, but I guess because I don't know. But they said he did pass away from COVID. But I talked to him all the way up till the end, and he kept saying he was negative. Wow. So I don't understand.
Yeah.
A lot of people say maybe he just didn't want to tell you and stuff, but like I just don't understand, and it's like I won't understand ever or get certain answers or whatever. Yeah. But that's what they say happened overall. Yeah. Even though I talked to him every day when he was in the hospital and stuff, and he was saying it wasn't that. He was saying it was like other health stuff, but. I don't know. You know, like I said, it was a really weird situation. It was very sudden, super tragic, crazy tragic. I was only in business with him for like 4 months at that time, and I had only known him for 8 months total at that time.
Wow.
So it was just like.
And what's his name?
Briano. They call him Swole the Barber. He had a great following as well. He was out at all the shows all the time. He was doing a lot of shows. He had a lot of momentum too. He had the most momentum ever right before that. Like, it was just really crazy and unfortunate. But
so he put you on to the supply, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, he was a vendor at my my first barber expo I ever threw, and I threw it in the midst of COVID, like January of 2021. Mm-hmm. That was my first one, and it was because at that time, like, it had already been like 2020, nothing happened.
Right.
There was not one show, there was nothing going on, and finally I was like,
something's got to happen.
Yeah, let's just throw something like a little something small.
Right.
Everybody said I was crazy, but like Texas wasn't caring about, like, yes, Texas was full, so like why can't we just like throw a little barber expo?
Where did you have that?
I had that first one at the Voight Center in Hollywood Park.
Okay. So you said the first one, you've had more since then?
Yeah, I had the one in January of 2022, which was like a lot bigger. Pacino's came and surprised me.
Awesome.
That was amazing.
Big names.
Yeah. Jay Majors was the host. We had like Mike Jones and Kurt Cobain do a concert. Like, it was huge, and it was on the river at the Marriott in New Braunfels. It was super awesome, and it was like.
So when's the third one popping off?
January of 2023.
Awesome.
The 5-Star Barber Beauty Expo. We're gonna add beauty to it.
Well, congratulations on that. That's big. That's good stuff. So as far as battles, you stirred the pot a little bit, right?
Oh yeah.
So let's hear that, Cherry.
So
the reason I was telling Juan here, and some of the people that I've been talking to when I started to do this, I kind of want to bridge the gap, because I've been in it 20 plus years, and the new culture is kind of just, going, I think, in kind of a different direction, you know. So kind of, I'd like to hear.
So
I'd like to hear how that happened.
So then that will kind of go back to Don, who the way we actually met the day after my business partner passed away, because I had a class that day, and some other barber brought him in just to do a video for them, and that was the second video Don had ever done ever.
Wow.
And like I told him while he was there, I was like, hey, just make a video for me too, since you're here with the camera, for a recap of this class or whatever. And he did it, and it was awesome and stuff. And then I was like, hey, bro, you're in San Antonio. Like, come in. Let's talk about what we can do, more content and stuff. And then all I told him was, I want more content for Instagram. That's all I told him, like, very vague. I didn't have, like, clear goals.
So when was that? When did
that was literally 1 year ago.
Okay. So
tomorrow would be 1 year that I met him. And but we didn't start till probably, like, a few weeks after that. And then he was like, do you have a TikTok? And I was like, no. He was like, bro, you need a TikTok. And I was like, man, I ain't on the little kid dances.
You're all about TikTok now, though, right?
No, well, that's the thing is he actually runs my whole TikTok and everything. Damn. So I don't actually post or make the videos or anything.
Yeah.
And so he basically does it all. So everything is
y'all
him.
Y'all
Sometimes I don't even see the videos until an hour after he posts, and I'm like,
bling 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 bling.
Bro, why did you post that? It's so embarrassing. Or it's like, bro, I look like a crackhead, or just whatever, I'm like, oh, why did you post? And then sometimes, Because also I do post the Instagram ones, so he'll put it in a shared folder like the videos that he has made, and I'll look at them and I'll be like, bro,
drop this one.
Do not post this one or cut this part out. And he's like, bro, I posted 45 minutes ago. It already has 5,000 views. Like,
I think that's what makes it.
Yes, that's the only thing, and you have to not care. You have to literally not care, not care what nobody thinks and anything. Because if I did, I wouldn't have any videos on there. So that's definitely
good advice. Like, for me, I came out stumbling out of the blocks on that first one, and Juan here has been amazing. He says if it would have been your 100th episode and you would have been like that first one, he said, bro, I would have, we would have been done, man. We would have decided on something. So, comment. Barbers who go to barber battles are better. Yeah.
So then, that goes back to Don, right? So he films me. Basically, I put on a microphone Tuesdays and Saturdays, and he just rolls the film. How long? 4 hours. So I could,
So he just hangs
3 to 4 hours. Wow. And sometimes he'll shoot out questions to me. We'll like Google most asked questions for barbers, like do barbers blank, and a whole bunch of questions will pop up, and he'll be like, it says, do barbers make good money? Do barbers this? And it's the most asked questions on Google. So obviously people want to know these things. So then I just answer off the top of my head, freestyling all the time. Yeah. And sometimes sometimes that's hard, like 3 or 4 hours, no matter how many questions you're looking at on Google, YouTube, TikTok, whatever. You're going to run out of stuff, especially after a year of doing this 2 times a week, like 6 to 8 hours a week. So sometimes I'm just like sitting there and I'm just like, I just want to say some wild shit. like
what you did.
Yeah. So like that video is particularly, I hate that I didn't even say it with enough hype. Like I almost want to do that video again.
No, that video was cool because you kind of said it with a little smirk, and I was like, I saw it, and the guys in the shop were like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, so it's like me, like, because probably at that time, right before that, what you don't see is like my client was like, or it might have been a new client, and they're like, oh, what are those trophies for? And I'm like, oh, like barber battles. They're like, oh, barbers compete in barber battles.
So that when you looked at the camera and just
and then I'm like, bro, get this. And I was like, barbers that compete in barber battles are better than barbers who don't. Oh, shit. And it was like, I was like, and it's funny because like there's certain videos or certain things I say that we like both know, we like look at each other and laugh so much because we're like, this is gonna go crazy. We already know.
That's awesome.
And it's so funny. And it's like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, do I truly honestly think that? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, there's successful barbers that have never competed in a barber battle. But I will say, barbers that compete in barber battles when they're in their early stages, like, I think they're more ambitious.
The confidence.
Yeah, I think they're more confident, ambitious, and they have like bigger goals in an industry, because we are an industry. So it's like, basically, if you were to be in the tattooing industry even, or like that's kind of vague, but like, what's like a huge fishing. Fishing is a huge industry, right? But there's fishermen that just go out and fish every day and catch fish. And maybe even those fish, maybe they catch big tunas and go sell them. But then there's fishermen that make their own lures and think of it bigger and go to the big old fishing conventions and stuff like that. Like they think of it bigger and they're ambitious. And so when they do that, they have more passion in what they're putting out. Like, they're over here, when they're doing a haircut, they're practicing for that barber battle. And so they're going to treat you like, man, I want this to be the most flawless haircut ever, versus sometimes barbers who, that's not for me and all that. They usually have a negative mindset about almost everything in the industry.
So for you, it sounds like it's more of you're growing in your discipline.
Yeah.
And it's going to make you a better barber.
Yeah, and it's just, and also the biggest thing is it's so hard to battle. If I went to go compete right now with all my experience and I've won and whatever social media, most likely I'm going to be cutting like this. Because it's just the nerves and the hype and everything. Like, if you see a lot of barbers, especially like I've judged where I've seen at my own expo stuff, they're shaking. But it's because the adrenaline, like, it is a lot to get on stage and say, I'm going to compete against all these people and I'm saying that my haircut's going to be the best. Yeah. Also, it takes a lot to find a model, find that perfect model for that perfect, haircut, that whatever category it is.
Right.
You want to, like, I know I tell my models, like, make sure to dress up. You
Right.
know, if you need me to pay for a whole suit for you because you don't even have a suit. Like, I'm investing so much into this 30, 45 minutes. And it's because what? That's passion. That's like passion. And you have a purpose. Like, even if you don't win, you want people to see you. You want to network. Whatever you're, you know, and I feel like that's early. Like, obviously people get, like, I understand when people are like over it too, you
Right.
know, like there's a purpose, but it challenges you when because the first barber battle I did, I was a student and I didn't know what a barber battle was. I was fresh out of the can. I didn't know anything. And I was like, there's a barber battle. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
And it was, they were like, they had a student competition. I was like, without a doubt, I was like, I'm entering.
Yeah.
And I answered, and like my haircut was like, I did one with squared sideburns. Like, I didn't even understand that bald fades was the only thing that was ever gonna win a barber battle, because that's 100%. Like, you can't win no barber battle without doing a clean bald fade and like stuff like that. And I did a one, but it was like the crispiest one.
Yeah.
With fade.
So that you know, like what you just said, that's the reason I kind of I've never attended a barber battle.
Wow,
I hear about
really?
them. I know I hear about them. But what I see is just bunch of color. And,
Definitely, it's way moved towards that now.
okay. And you said that you can't win a barber battle without doing a bald fade. My thing is, I'd like to see more like a classic or traditional, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Category.
Yeah, so
Do y'all do
I'm
that?
lying about the like bald fade. I would say for mostly, because one thing is, one of the things you score on is difficulty.
Okay.
Bald fades are difficult in a
right.
small amount of time.
Got it.
You know, but also shout out to Biscuit the Barber. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
We've heard of him here in the shop.
Yeah, so he actually
He
passed
passed,
away as
right,
well. So
right.
R.I.P. to Biscuit. He actually won first place at my barber
first one?
competition. Yeah, and he did a traditional with no bald fade at all. It was like
Killed
super traditional, and we had traditional categories. So it was like one of
Okay.
those super pompadour traditional, no bald, not even squared sideburns. He like somehow just like whatever he did. Maybe I could like send you a picture and you pop up the winning picture whenever
Yeah.
we talk about this.
That's cool.
But like, it was definitely not a bald fade. But he was great. He was amazing at traditional without like bald, and he would always win. He won a lot at first place.
Yeah, the guys have definitely mentioned him in here. Yeah, but that was, you know, so my impression of a battle was just a bunch of young barbers with the vest looking thing and the poor lighting and the music blaring, and I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, why the hell would
Well,
I want to go in there, man?
Okay, that's a great point. And that's the biggest thing that I wanted to change with my Barber Expo was
Yes.
like, I was tired of clubs, hole in the wall venues, crazy loud music. Like, I wanted it to be nice, like elegant, like if you go to a, Bass Pro Shop, I mean, not Bass Pro Shop, I'm gonna go back to the fishing expo,
You
like
fish?
in LA. Oh yeah, I like to fish.
all right, all right.
But
The conference.
yeah,
There
any
you go.
conference like that's just like nicer. You don't, because then it
Like-
lowers the standard. So that was a big thing too. Is I took my client to the. I'll just say it. I'll say it.
Say it. It start
I
with an
took-
S?
No, I
No.
took my client to the Texas Barber Expo and competed.
Okay.
And it's like embarrassing for me to take my client there because they're like, these circumstances are
Kinda
ghetto as
weird.
fuck.
Yes. Okay, and that's
And it's like, that's not like, even if I won that, it's not an accolade. They're like, bro, you like brought me to this like weird little like tiny stool. And like, I would also like the stage, like it was like 5 people deep. So if any of my people were trying to watch me, it was like, they couldn't see me. Nobody
Right.
could see me. So I wasn't necessarily on a stage. People in the audience could not see me, my haircut, or anything I was doing. And then it was just like,
you got to change this.
yeah, and it was all just like really like not like my client was like, this is
the fuck
especially
you
I
bringing
have
it
like
for?
a nice suite at Salons by JC I think at this point and stuff like that, and he's like, this guy like,
What are we
this
doing?
is below
What
you,
are we
bro.
doing?
Like, what are you doing? You don't need to prove yourself to these people.
Yeah.
And so Like, just like stuff like that was what made me want to like do better for my expo and stuff like that. So
That's awesome. My thing is like even like a meet and greet type. I mean, do y'all have that? Like, what am I thinking of? Certain events that they'll host. You know, they'll have like the day before they'll have like a meet and greet. Do you do that, or is it just a 1 day event?
yeah,
Or-
we just did the 1 day event, but like before for all the vendors and sponsors, we had like a really nice dinner on the
Okay,
river,
nice.
like a little VIP dinner. And honestly, like anybody who wanted to come, but we catered it, so
Yeah.
like, I mean, we had to have like a certain amount of head, and we couldn't just have everybody come. But
Right.
like, also we told people like y'all can, because it was still at the hotel, so we were like, y'all can come
Right.
out to the deck and hang out with us, like if you want, and we could all like
Yeah,
network and
I
stuff.
like the.
But it
you
was
know,
like
some-
I would say my expo was super fancy and elegant.
You see, and I think that'll bring out more of more people like, say like myself. You know, if I would have known it was like that, researched it a little more, I might have, feel-
And like it was just so nice. It was on the river, bro.
yeah,
It was really nice.
yeah. So I think that kind of, attracts a certain, a certain barber that's, because I just think we're getting kind of left behind and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like us guys, and we're both barbers, and I just think, like the barber that used, the barber I grew up with, growing my hair, stuff like that, they just phase out. I want these cultures, to bridge somehow and kind of work together. So to hear that there is a traditional category at your events is a good thing. It
Yeah.
excites me. It gives me hope that that we can, work, and compete side by side or host events like this, because, a lot of these older barbers are like, nombre, shit, I'm not going out there, with these kids, I'm
Yeah.
not. And, they either they get intimidated or just deterred by the whole vibe that is shown in, some of these clips, because I know some dope ass barbers, that all they do is cut hair, man. They don't even have social media. They don't even,
Yeah, and they're not living up to their full potential because of that.
that too.
Yeah.
But then, you got folks like me that are super freaking introverted, and, I come in, do my hours, and make sure my guys are good, and boom. But I pitched this to Juan one day, and I said, Juan, you know what, man, I'd like to sit down and, and talk to these barbers, around town, and, try and get these egos out of the way and just make it a big, happy culture, community, and host something like you're doing. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and definitely after I threw that event, I made sure to I spent a crazy amount of money doing it. Like a crazy amount of money doing it.
But you learn from that.
Yeah, but it was because I wanted everything to be nice. Like right now, you can't find a barber battle that pays out $1,000 prize. So what barber you are gonna? What did I just tell you goes into competing? I gotta find a model. Sometimes I'm
Right.
paying for their outfits. I'm gonna take a whole day off of work. I might take the day off before, especially if it's a big show. A lot of people flew from Florida to my
Wow.
show, Oklahoma, California, New York, vendors and barbers to compete and everything. Like it was from all over the U.S. And it's like, look at how much investment they're doing in that. And you can't find a barber battle right now paying out more than $500 for that win.
Yeah,
And it's
there's-
like, what's the accolade in that?
What's-
Obviously,
right.
you do want the trophy. Obviously, you do want the notoriety, and
Right.
stuff like that. But also, barber battles, when they win, there's no thing saying, hey, this barber won first place in this category. They're not putting a post saying, hey, it's up to the barber to push it to all their people. And all they're doing is giving more light to that barber battle. But the barber battle's not saying, hey, this person won first place. Like, I'm taking pictures of the haircut and of the
Right.
person who won and shouting them out like crazy. Like, this is the first place winner of this competition. This
a lot
is
more
first-
structured, a lot more.
and it's all stuff that I felt, because I battled so much. So it was like all the stuff I felt left out and stuff like that. But also, so saying all that, it was like, and also we did Best Barber in Texas, which was like
Awesome.
$2,000 prize. And we made like a little Texas shaped trophy, and it was
Awesome.
super cool. Shout out quality over quantity cuts won that. Manny, he's super dope. He's actually
Where's Manny from?
He's from Austin, and he
Austin.
actually just won the Barber versus in Connecticut.
Wow.
And that's like he won $10,000.
Holy smokes.
And
man.
that stuff is worth it, you know, like that's crazy. And I think with that money, like investing in his own barbershop and stuff now, so that stuff makes it worth it. You won 12 grand in 6 months from barber battles. Pfft, who could say that? So, anyways, but what's it called? It's like the barbers didn't care that I went above and beyond, because they'll still go to that hole in the wall battle. For $500.
Yeah.
And show more support or whatever, you
Yeah.
know? And it's like, it's not like nobody really cared. So to me, I honestly like was just weighing, like, is this even worth it for me to be going out of my way to try to do this? And it's obviously, and that's also why I want to kind of go to the beauty industry, because like I want to like grow it bigger. And also like I saw that a lot of women support more. It's like they're so open. Like you could go in a barbershop in New Braunfels, shout out Proper Salon, and there's this other one, I forgot what it's called. Oh, I think the Refinery.
Okay.
And
these are salons?
No, they're barbershops.
Barbershops?
And they're like kind of like high-end barbershops in New Braunfels.
Okay.
And we just walked, because we crazy marketing. I went all over Texas, like all the barber schools, barbershops, you know, promoted. And we walked into these barbershops, never met these people, anything, and it's all women in there. And we just, hey, we're going to throw a barbershop, you know, out here in New Braunfels, and we'd love for y'all to come out. They showed amazing support like that. You walk into a barbershop full of guys who are like, who's this little dyke? Like, get up out of here, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like they're not as, like, they're not as supportive. They're not as
Well,
open.
I honestly think, Cherry, that a lot of it's intimidation.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's, I think the style of battle I hate to call them battles.
Competition.
Yeah, the style of competition that you're holding, keep doing what you're doing though, because that's gonna, you know, I don't know how else to say this, but it's gonna kind of weed out the riffraff. You know, you're gonna get to that higher,
Yeah, especially with
that
my
higher
second
level
one.
of competition. You know, and if these guys wanna, you know, if the guys attending these lower end battles, you know, want to step up, you know, sign up for yours.
Yeah.
You know, because it's I just don't like the whole battle thing. You know, I was telling Juan, and I think I told Dolphades about throwing a traditional skills competition. You know, I want to see the dopest flat top. You know, I want to see the cleanest shave. You know, I want to see, you know, stuff like that. You know, and bring out some of these OGs, you know, show them some love, you know, because I think we're here because of them.
Yeah.
You know, somebody inspired you, you know, somebody inspired me. And, you know, I think you're onto something, you know, definitely. And,
Yeah.
So the Barber Co. ambassadors, what's it take to do something like that? What are you looking for? Do people need to contact you? Do you reach out to talent?
Yeah, I'm looking, obviously that's why I said like tag 5-star Barberco. So if you do that, you're
Okay,
obviously
cool.
like already, it's like, you know, people tag other, you know, brands and businesses and stuff because they obviously want those brands and businesses to notice them. So like if you want me to notice you, like tag my business, hashtag it.
Hashtag Barber Co.
Yeah, and then obviously like you're putting out a lot of content, you're like investing in your content. I would say like I don't care about a lot of followers. I would care about engagement. Because
Right.
just like I don't have over 10,000 followers on Instagram, but I'm reaching 20 million people a month.
Right.
You know, 6 million people in 1 week, you know? And it's because that's not the only thing. Like there's Facebook, there's TikTok,
Right.
there's YouTube.
So what platforms are you on?
I'm on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook.
Okay.
All Cherry the Barber.
It's all Cherry the Barber. Okay, so this social media, this you blowing up on the social media platforms was post COVID, right?
Kind of.
Kinda,
yeah.
sort of?
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much. Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
So how did COVID affect you?
Just death, bro.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that affected me. But honestly, like I feel like everybody was like falling back and I was just like doing more. So like I threw the Barber Expo in
Yeah,
the middle of
yeah.
COVID because nobody was doing it. And I
Right.
feel like that's the reason it was somewhat successful and was able to throw another one.
Right.
And then the store, I opened it pretty much in COVID when all the retail places were closing down. That's like, I feel like the most successful entrepreneurs is they see opportunity when others are fearful, you know,
Right.
they see more opportunity. So
Yeah, because everybody just scattered and hid,
Yeah.
you know, COVID-19, and it was like,
yeah. And I
You
feel
know?
like we got more busy because like I got so many clients saying like, oh, my barber's not cutting because they're scared of COVID, or like my barbershop shut down, or like he's all not cutting. A lot of people said like my barber's not cutting anymore because of COVID. He's been real weird or whatever and stuff like that. And honestly, I'll go on a whole trip on that, but I ain't with all the media hype. I ain't
Okay.
with all the. Obviously, it affected me. Like,
Yeah.
apparently, my business partner died from it,
yeah.
and I knew people that had it, got real sick. I got sick, but I never just went and tested myself. It's like if you get sick, just take
Well,
care of yourself and stay home.
yeah.
Like I'm not gonna go out of my way to get tested just so I could tell people I had it. There's no difference between people who got sick, had it, cured themselves from it, and people who got sick and found out they actually had it and still cured themselves. Like either way, just if you feel any kind of sick, quarantine.
Right.
Like whatever it is, whether it's a flu or whatever. So, like I said, I mean, it affected, but what are you going to do? Stop your life?
Yeah.
There's so many people I knew that stopped their life.
And I'll tell you what, Cherry, I was one of them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I think it affected me because, well, number one, my mom, you know, and my age. You know,
Yeah.
I'm, you know, when this thing popped off, I was, you know, 48, 49, and I was like at that age, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and then my mom, of course, you know, she's my neighbor, so as far as trying to see her and stuff like that, it was kind of rough, you know. But I hadn't even finished signing the lease here. The ink was still wet on this contract when COVID hit. Boom. And the landlords here told me, hey, you know what, Ray? We're not going to charge you any rent until, you know, the state says, you know, y'all are all clear.
Wow. Shout out
So,
to your landlord.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, shout out to all the landlords that helped us
Salons
out.
by JC did that too, because I was at Salons
Awesome.
by JC at that time. And they were like, you don't have to pay. And then they were like, they were really supportive. And it's like,
Awesome.
man, shout out. That's like major.
Yeah.
That's major.
It was a huge help, and you know, I started out a couple of suites down with a 3-seater, and then this opened up, and I told the guys, hey, I'm gonna paint this place. We're gonna grab some furniture dollies, move the chairs over here, and you know, we're gonna pop this open. So
Yeah. It's dope in here, man.
thank you, Cherry. I appreciate that.
I like all the artwork. It's super dope.
Thank you.
I know. Like that had to be the biggest investment is all this artwork. In
Yeah,
here,
well, I'll
man.
tell you what. A lot of this comes from the folks we get our supply from. You know, they'll send it in little.
Oh, like
the
Roselle and
box,
stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bonafide's real good about sending. Bonafide, shout out Bonafide, Shiner Gold. They'll always put artwork in all their product deliveries.
Man,
So
that's awesome.
What do you use to cut daily? Is that, we've been asking that to all the barbers.
oh yeah,
What do you
what's
use daily to cut?
what's your daily setup?
Oh my.
I know it's
daily
wall.
self. Let's go. Shout out Wall, and it's always been Wall before they believed in me, and they were the first to believe in me. Shout out Wall. Wall Professional Clippers. My go-to is Magic Clips, Detailers, and the 5-star Finale Shaver. And I also have the seniors as well. And I like to have seniors, those new black and gold Magic Clips from Wall.
I saw you.
Amazing.
Are they?
No, they really
Are
are
they? Cool.
like, man. Like they're awesome. They're more powerful.
Because the first little magic clips I got, there's you know, I'm still pushing them, but I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, they're just like those black and gold ones are powerful.
Okay.
The blade is practically zero gapped when you get it. Like it's
Awesome.
just like really like it's dope. And they got that DLC blade so it will, like stay
Stays
cooler
cool.
longer. But also like on one of my Magic Clips, I'll put the premium blade from the senior.
okay.
And so I have like
You're
Magic
gonna
bo-
tell us all the goods on that setup. Okay?
Yeah. So then, but I'll have like a Magic Clip, a senior, and then a Magic Clip with a premium blade on it. And then obviously just detailer. Like I could just use that detailer to do bulk, designs, edge ups. Like it's one stop. and then like they said, the finale shaver. And also Walvin sent me so much dang clippers.
Congratulations on it, because I tell you what, that's a barber's dream, bro.
Yes.
I mean, when you don't have to buy,
And
gear,
especially the new drops, like exclusively before
yeah.
they even release and
Yeah.
stuff, and I'm like, oh.
That's pretty awesome.
So yeah, like I mean I've only been with them for like since I think March or something, but they've sent me the.
So you and Don put a video together and sent it through, or
No.
did Wall just reach out? How
No,
did that
I
happen?
just it was they posted it. They were like, we're looking for ambassadors and put this application in. And I was like, boom. But it was a long time in the making. Tracy Nugent, she's the head of education for Wall.
Okay.
She's been the head of education for Wall, I think, for like 20 years or something. I met her at a barber expo. Boom.
There you go.
I met her at a barber expo in 2016. I was like super fresh in the barbering game, and I was just who I was.
Fresh out.
Yeah, and I was just who I was, and I just talked to her, and she really liked my vibe and everything. And I always just kept in touch forever since then, and I always told her, like, I'd love to work for Wall. My dreams worked for Wall, and I just keep following up with her, not where it's annoying, but also she believed in me as much. Like, she loved my personality.
Yeah.
She loved my content. And I've always, like, before I was signed to them or, like, an ambassador for them, I'd always shout them out and, like, only use their stuff. So it's been, like, a long time in the making for sure.
Right.
And that's the thing I was talking about is, like, a lot of barbers go to these shows and they want to go take pictures with the big influencers. But you need to be going and talking to the people who are behind those booths in Wall.
Yeah.
The lady that you don't know in that booth,
That's
ask
the
her
one's gonna
who
put
she
you on.
works.
Right.
Ask her what is her position in Wall.
Right.
Because she's probably the head of education. She's probably the creative director for Wall. She might be so many other things. And it's like, so you could take those pictures with those influencers for the clout and stuff, but make sure you're talking to the right people behind the booths and stuff. Man.
Message.
Facts.
Oh yeah.
Because that's like where you're going to, build those. And I get that question all the time. Like, how do I be an ambassador or whatever?
Yeah.
That's the answer. Talk to the people behind the thing. Follow up. It's not going to happen in a year. Also, a big thing she would tell me all the time is because, like, I kind of, like, reached out to Wall a lot. I did a lot of things. I've submitted videos for, like, years where they've kind of, like, put me on the back burner or said, we're not really looking for that right now or whatever.
Right.
And she would always just tell me, like, don't stop. Like, keep on. They're going to, like, that consistency, they're going to see that you're for us.
So that did help, way back when you were doing it, that did help. And then you spoke to her and that.
Yeah.
That kind
And
of
she always, like, she doesn't have any say in who's an ambassador and stuff. But for her to say, hey, this chick has been, riding for us for a long time. And I believe in her. That helps.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah.
So.
That's probably the push you needed right there.
So, yeah. And then, like I said, at that time when they made me an ambassador, I think I had, like, maybe 20,000 TikTok followers, probably, like, no YouTube.
Yeah.
And, like, maybe 4,000 Instagram followers. So, I always say, like, they believed me before because now we're reaching 20 million a month or more. And so they believe in it. They saw the potential.
Where do you see yourself 5 years?
In 5 years,
What's Cherry going to be doing in 5 years?
just racking up some real estate.
You still doing it?
Yeah. I'm not, like, right now I'm currently all on my brand.
Okay.
And that's the thing is I keep investing
had
into
to-
5-star,
Right.
this, that, content, getting everything. But, like, mind you, I didn't expect any of what's going on right now.
Right.
It's like when preparation meets opportunity, that keeps happening with
Right
me.
on.
So then I take advantage. And I also try and I, like, think I want to do things and I don't really. Like, I bought out a few influencers to do, like, little educational classes monthly.
Right.
And not to say I don't want to do that anymore. I'm not going to. But I was thinking, like, I'm going to do this monthly. I'm going to bring out these influencers and this and that. And it's like, no, that's not really want to do that. So, like, little things like that, they're actually, like, failures that nobody sees. But it's still, and it's not even failures, but
Learning.
yeah,
Lessons.
learning and just,
Yeah.
like, I just keep trying a lot of things and eventually something's going to stick. But also with this social media stuff, like, so I get paid from posting reels on every platform, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And then hopefully YouTube comes next, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and then also the big sponsorships, brand sponsorships, like for videos, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm working even on that, on getting like a manager. All of this
Yeah,
was
I
not.
saw that post. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
all
looking
of
for a
the-
manager.
All of this, and we're already like working on that of somebody like just reaching out to companies for me all day. That's their whole job. It's
Right.
just, hey, I got this platform. Let's make some money for you and give me some money to do it. But all these things is like, none of this was planned. But we obviously want to take advantage of it now.
Right.
So now I do want to focus on, now me and Don are like, we see a crazy vision. We know what's going to happen, 100% what's going to happen. And so we're just focusing on that. But before this happened, I was just chunking all my money into, you know, the store. From the
Right.
store, my business partner passed away. I kind of had to start from scratch because he was my distributor and manufacturer type
Right.
thing. So I had to find all that from scratch. And then just like so many lessons and stuff. I threw so much into that Barber Expo,
Yeah.
like just like so much stuff that I've been doing. And then so now coming here soon, like I'm like, all right, by like next year or probably by next year, like I'm going to start flipping houses again because mind you, not necessarily flipping, whether I hold them at flip or rental, but I need to not sleep on, because all my people that I'm close with, they're all in real estate. That's like my closest community, I would say. And so it's like I'm sleeping on huge opportunities.
And how did you start in real estate?
I was literally just curious about it, and I saw someone on my Facebook doing wholesaling houses, and I was just interested in that. And at that time, I was like kind of discouraged with the barbering community, and I was just only like a year or two in. So I just kind of like almost went full force into wholesaling houses, and I was super successful in it as well. Like as far as I made the same money I did as barbering, but barbering I was already making six figures, but I was just so discouraged, bummed out. I wasn't
Discouraged on-
creating.
Okay.
I wasn't like creating stuff. I felt like I couldn't create a barber battle, but I wanted to. I feel like I didn't have that support. I wanted to create content, but I didn't. I like literally was going through videographers. Like nobody could be on the same page. I was going through, I had a barbershop and it ended up closing. Like I wasn't successful in that. That was like a huge failure to me. And I was like, man, barbering sucks.
Yeah.
I was just discouraged in general.
Yeah. Well, you got a little burnt out, man. You know,
Yeah,
I
like-
think everybody hits that burnout stage every now and then.
Yeah, and I was still fresh in it though. Like I was only cutting hair for like 2 years, but I was like, man, and it was because I was like on the incline, and that's when I received the most amount of hate, and it was like it got to me. I get probably 10 times more hate now, but I just literally don't pay attention to it. I've
Right.
just grown as a person and
Right.
know like who cares about that stuff.
Right.
And all those people that hated on me back in the day
That-
are bums now.
That's motivation more than anything.
Yeah, and it's like-
tell me I can't.
Yeah, and then it's like also like, but you know, at that time, like you're a young, happy person, energetic, positive barber, and all these people are like literally the first barber battle I entered, like I told the barbershop I was working at, I was like, I just entered a barber battle, and like I'm gonna go compete, and literally a barber was like, why are you gonna compete if you're not even that good?
Wow.
I was
Thanks,
like,
bro.
wow.
Yeah.
But it was like little bullshit like that.
Right.
That I was like, you're a little bitch, you know? But it's like, but it was just like a lot of that, you know,
Yeah.
like over time. And then it was just like, but even then, when I like get interested or something into something or like whatever, I just kind of go all in.
Yeah.
So I got interested in that, and then I did like extremely well really fast at one point, like where I made like crazy money, and I was like, okay, barbering's done.
This is real estate. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
barbering, what am I
Yeah,
doing?
because I saw you on that. I think that's probably one of the first times I saw you, noticed you on social media was the real estate. And I'm like, oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, we actually had an office right here down the street.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you a licensed realtor?
No, we would just wholesale houses.
Got it.
So wholesaling
Okay,
houses,
yeah.
and then like
Little different.
flipping. We did a little bit of flipping too. But like I said, I was trying to build a brand around that as well. Like I think I even had my Instagram like Cherry Real Estate Barber.
Right.
You know what I mean? And all that, and it was like because at the end of the day, I still loved cutting hair, and I would still cut hair like
Right.
every weekend, and it was like still amazing money too. Because
Right.
like in a weekend, I could like pay my rent
Right.
of my house.
Hell yeah.
So it was like it's
Right
still,
on.
and then also to know like if anything ever slowed down or something in real
Always
estate,
fall back
like,
on that.
I have crazy clients that like, and that's the thing. Like my clients are crazy. Like it's a cherry cult. Okay, let's just get that
Awesome.
straight. No, I'm just kidding.
Awesome. No,
But
straight
yeah,
up,
you know,
straight
so
up.
it's like that encouraged me a lot and stuff.
They're fans. I mean, they're not only clients; they're probably friends, fans,
Yeah,
supporters.
and yeah, the people I can count on the most has
Are
always
your
been my
clients.
clients,
Yeah.
for sure. Like if I went to jail tonight, I'd probably call a client
No,
to
straight
bond
up.
me out. No bull. I would call a
Yeah.
client. Like
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, call. Yeah.
Yeah,
call.
I've met some of the nicest people.
And I know they're not gonna judge. They're gonna be like, Cherry
Right.
wasn't wrong. I don't care what she did. She didn't do it. Get
Yeah,
her out
let's
now.
get her out now. We
I
need
don't
our
care if
haircut.
it's $10 million
We need a
bond.
haircut.
For real. And then
Yeah.
and they'll be like, just give me free haircuts for life. It's cool.
Okay,
So-
school. Where'd you go to school?
I went to Milan Institute. I went to
Milan.
cosmetology school. Yeah. So, break the ice. I'm a cosmetologist. Oh. Okay. Let's get
Come on.
let's get into that too.
Come on.
Have you heard that they're gonna combine the licenses?
Yeah, I recently got an email from TDLR saying that they're gonna combine these things.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? You're stoked.
I don't. Yeah, but I don't care
You don't care.
anyway
Right.
because like school didn't teach me not one thing. You know, everything I learned was hands on.
I was an instructor in that.
OJT.
I was an instructor, and that kind of hurts. But my
Well,
my
you
my
were at a
favorite-
good school.
My favorite teaching tool was freaking YouTube, though.
Yeah.
I was like, hey guys, we're gonna watch this today, and because I'd get asked, hey sir, man, I used to hate getting called that. Hey sir, when are you gonna teach us designs? I'm like,
Yeah.
designs? You're gonna learn that in a shop, So my advice to these guys were like, I'm gonna teach you what you need to get your license. Find a busy shop.
Yep. That's my biggest advice,
Ask for
too.
that first chair and knock everybody down walking through, man.
Yup.
And some are gonna stick,
And that's where you're gonna learn too.
right,
It's
take
like
care-
just practice makes perfect.
Be nice, be nice, be professional, be punctual. Your haircuts are gonna get better. If these people like you, they're gonna stick with you. And so that's advice, I give my students. That's the advice I give anybody getting into barbering.
Yeah, I always say like, if you even if your haircuts aren't the best, if you have the best customer service in the
Oh,
shop,
yeah.
that client's gonna go back to
Yes.
you, even if your haircut's not better than the guy with the bad customer service.
Because I know my skills have diminished, through the years. My eyesight isn't what it used to be. My smile.
You're like that fade's blurry,
my
regardless if it's not.
I like. Yeah, it looks good out of that left eye, bro.
Yeah, you're like, you know what? It's a blurry fade
But it's-
regardless in my eyes.
Fucking cherry, man. And my eyes, that shit's blurry, bro. We got a blizzard going up with this motherfucker. But anyways, I know some of my guys probably watch some of my cuts walk out and they're like, but that motherfucker comes to him 2-3
Yeah,
times a
because at
month,
that point,
bro.
at that point, it's a relationship. It's like,
Hell yeah.
and it's the comfort and
Yes.
everything.
And it's
Consistency.
the counseling, because I hear, hey, bro, you know what, man? I'm getting divorced. I'm like, what, bro?
Yeah.
Talk to me, man. So we get it like that.
Yeah.
And my advice, and I'm going to give this out, my advice to anybody thinking of getting divorced, exhaust every form of counseling, therapy, whatever you need to do to try and make things work, especially if you got kids.
Yeah.
But then there does come a time when you got to nip it and kind of move on. Shout out to all the divorcees.
Yeah. We always only hear the one side of the story from the
Yes,
guy, right?
and that's
He's
that's-
like, man,
that's
it's my
what I
wife,
tell-
and you're like,
that's what I tell some of these guys. I'm like, okay, bro, cool. I've heard all your story. What the fuck did you do, bro?
Yeah.
What happened? What really happened, man? But anyways, it's a friendship. I've made a lot of friends through barbering. Juan, his cousin Josh, shout out to both of them. Through barbering, through sitting down, cutting hair. How was your day, bro?
Mm-hmm.
How was your weekend? It just,
What you up to, man?
all right. What's your next move?
Sometimes the other way around, Ray. How you doing today, bro?
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes, man, I don't know, man. Thanks, Juan. Yeah. Yeah, well, I feed all my clients too. They come in hype, and Juan's a prime example. He I need a little, a little lift every now and then, and I've got clients that come in and they lift me. And, shout out to all my clients.
Yeah. Shout out to all of our clients.
Yes, because of them, we're here.
And also, like, with me, so I went to cosmetology school because when I got out of prison, I went into prison in 2008, and there was no social media at all or anything. And also, I was from the northeast side of town, and there was no barbershops on that side of town. I went to Great Clips and Supercuts and Rios. Like, there wasn't barbershops on the northeast side of town. None at all.
In 2008.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, my side of town, I was on O'Connor, Perrin Vital.
Yeah.
There was not one barbershop. So I didn't even know there was, like, I just thought haircut. Okay, let me tell you. So all I went to was, like, Great Clip Supercut. So then I got out of prison in 2014, right? 6 years later, social media is running everybody. I never even seen, like, a phone. I'm shell-shocked than a motherfucker.
So they weren't sneaking phones in back then?
No, so women's prison is a prison. It's not like male prison. Women,
Okay.
I guess, can't intimidate guards or whatever, but it's a real prison. We didn't have no drugs, no cigarettes, no nothing.
Yeah.
We didn't have no fucking phones, nothing. So,
It was just time.
yes, like crazy hard time. So, I went in with like flip phones, Samsungs, Razors, shit like that. Like, you couldn't even really take a picture on them, And then I got out and it was like phones and then also social media. I went in before like Facebook, anything. So I came out 2014. Social media is running the world and I'm shocked and I don't understand it. I'm taking weird pictures on my phone, posting them. One of those, like, I'm just like out of there. Like, they're like, oh, like when you see like that old grandma or like aunt that posts like real awkward pictures and stuff and like just the dumbest stuff. That was me when I first got out because I was just like, taking a picture of my eyeball and like posting it on Facebook. Like, didn't know
That
anything.
razor.
Yeah.
That razor phone.
So, what's it called? So I got out and I wanted to go get a haircut. And I went to Great Clips. And what kind of cut you get? I asked them for a bald fade.
What
Right?
So what did they do though?
Yeah, they just gave me like a chili bowl. Good old chili bowl. And I got like a Sub-Zero on the sides. Because obviously they didn't have like bald. So they just like Sub-Zero'd me. And
No blend.
yeah, it gave me a chili, and I only got like a 1.5 on top or a 1. Like, I was straight up still fresh out of prison with that prison cut. And
I've seen them do like in prison because I've had family in prison. They get pretty creative with the
yeah, so I cut my own hair in prison, and I cut hair in prison a lot. I cut everybody's hair. I'd line them up
So
like
that's where it started.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So before you even went in, you hadn't cut before.
I would cut with like Conairs. I would line up my homies and stuff like that.
Okay,
Like
okay.
a little bit before
Right.
I went to prison. Just like ones all over, no fades or anything. Just like, let me line you up, bro.
Right.
Give you pointed sideburns at that time because, I don't know.
The ice picks were hidden, man.
So then I went to prison and I had to learn how to cut my own hair. And I messed myself up a lot in there. And then I messing myself up a whole bunch of times. And then obviously just learning like 6 years. And then also I love doing it at that point. When I learned how to do it, then I loved doing it. So like I would literally go stand by the trash can, tell someone, give me eyes. Tell me. Because it was like illegal in prison to cut your hair. So we're not allowed to cut our hair in there. So we had to cut with the razors and the combs. So I'd be like, someone give me eyes, and I'd be like, anybody wants to cut, line up. Like, I'm not even gonna charge y'all stamps or soups or nothing.
Yeah, let me
like,
get this.
I just want to cut because it was like fun. All my roommates, you couldn't be my roommate. You come in with a fro, you leave with a ball fade if you're my fucking roommate.
You're a
No,
ball fade
even
to
if you're a femme. Even if you're a femme. Literally one time I cut this chick. She had a fro and she was like a feminine chick, so it wasn't like she was trying to get, but we're just bored because at that time we were in close custody, so we were in a cell for like 24 hours a day all day. We got to come out 1 hour for recreation. I cut off all her hair. She went out to recreation and her girlfriend was damn near about to beat her up. She was like, you look like a stupid ass bitch. Like, it was like really bad. Like, it's crazy in there. Anyway, but everybody got a fade no matter what. Everybody getting fades.
So
even do little designs and stuff, little 210s and shit like that.
So you get out and you're like, shit.
Yeah, well, that's the
the
thing is I went to
clippers
Great
are-
Clips and I was like, give me that cut, and it was so bad. And I was like, so I'm going to go home and get a
With some
razor and a
tools.
comb
Yeah.
and fade it myself. But also when I was getting a haircut, I just looked at her license and it said cosmetology. So I was like, so in my mind you, I don't know the difference
Right.
between barbering and cosmos.
And there's
I
still a
didn't-
lot of people that don't.
Yeah, so I just saw cosmetology license and I went home and I Googled cosmetology school near me. Boom, Milano's right there. And then
Vámonos.
also they give me.
So so transitioning out, did they pay for that? Did the state pay for that? Was that like DARS or something?
That
How does that work?
sucks. Because I mean, literally, I don't know anything. I have no resources. I have no family. I have nothing. I have no resources, family, knowledge, nothing. I'm literally just like trying to put things together like this.
Right.
And sometimes when you go fast and you try things without learning or studying or doing research, you know, you do things wrong. But it's like,
Trial
and
and
so
error.
you have to pay for those mistakes. But
Right.
I wasn't about to pay for no extra license when I was already like, I was cutting hair when I was in school at a barbershop, even when I was in school and stuff,
Yeah.
you know? And then I realized all the barbers who out here cutting hair with no licenses.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, whatever. And also like, I just straight up got financial aid.
Oh,
And it was
okay,
like 18 G's.
Back in 2008?
Yeah, no, 14.
14, my
yeah,
bad.
Milan.
Well, now I think
Biden, where you at?
I think barber college is just as much as freaking Cosmo School now, which is ridiculous.
Well,
man.
the thing is, the accredited is what will like shoot something up more. So I found out like accredited colleges like Alamo City Barber, but also something I didn't know, which is like I said, is I guess if you go to Alamo City within 6 months of getting out of prison, they give you like a
Yeah.
huge thing, like grant or
I mean,
something.
you go. I mean, there's programs where you go for free.
Yeah.
DARS has programs. They have a list of like, you know, trades, heavy equipment operators, mechanical, plumbing,
Yep.
barber.
And I didn't know any of that stuff. I was just like putting pieces together on my own. Like,
Yeah.
okay, this chick sucks at cutting hair. I'm good at it. She has a cosmetology license. Let me go get this so I can cut hair at Great. And in my mind, I was just thinking like, I'm gonna go cut hair at Great Clips and like make good tips and like I could probably do pretty good. I
Okay.
didn't know about barbering until one day I was at Milan, and Lisi Lady Barber came in there and was like, I'm doing a class for barbers, blah blah blah,
Boom.
and I was like, sign me up. I didn't know there was a difference or whatever.
Right.
And I was just like, or I was just intrigued. She could have said, I'm just doing a class. She didn't even have to say barbers or anything, but it was a class for barbers. And I bought a ticket like quick, went to that class. She was teaching about hashtags, like how to hashtag San Antonio Barber and stuff to get
Yeah.
clients and stuff. I did not know what a hashtag was
Wow.
at all.
Shout out. Pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. Lisi,
Lisi,
man,
I'm
Lisi
sorry.
taught me.
Yeah.
And that's a hashtag she uses. Lisi taught me. She is the best educator. And she's so dope. But even then, the thing that got me the furthest that I always tell people is that I was open to saying I didn't know anything.
Right.
I had no ego. I had no like, because everybody wants to know everything now. If
Right.
you're a barber, you go to a barber school right now and you're like, hey, bro, I got a class going on. They're like, "Psh, I already chew too. I already know everything. Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And they're not open to learn. You can learn something from everybody.
Yeah.
And so just the fact that I'm a sponge, even now, even people will say like they want to look up to me, but I can learn something from anybody.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of wanted you on here because you know, you're doing it, and it's you know, and like you said, you start to blow up a little bit, and people you start realizing a lot of people want you to succeed, but not more than them. You know, let's
sure.
You know, I'm gonna show you just enough, you know, but not enough to do better than me. And yeah, it's
And that's the thing. Like I just want to show everybody everything because there's another huge thing which is so dumb when people are like, because everything's out there if you really look for it. So you're not actually stopping anybody if you're not helping them. If they really want to figure it out, they're gonna figure it out. It's just gonna take longer.
right.
So it's like, well, one, you know, the whole point of life is helping people, I think.
Right, absolutely.
That's the like major thing is like inspiring and helping people. Like you didn't live a fulfilling life if you didn't help, impact, inspire a lot of people.
Absolutely.
So everything else doesn't matter because we're all gonna die. And all that's going to matter is all the people that remembered you that could say, man, that person inspired me or that left an impression on me
Yeah, she
or
put me
they
on.
helped me or whatever.
Right.
Because then nothing else matters. I can make a whole bunch of stuff that'll be like, man, I can tell somebody every little thing about analytics, about, cut it off?
No.
Oh, I could tell some about, I can tell everybody every little thing, which I do. I tell people about analytics, about how to post, every little secret I know personally about how to do good on social media, anything. I can tell everybody every little thing I know. But it doesn't matter because they're not going to do it or put in the work that I'm putting in. But I'm going to tell everybody,
You
like...
know, yeah, and you know, and I think a lot of people, you know, might want to consider you or label you like an overnight success.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I like, you know, you covering, you know, getting out and the, you know, the process, the steps you took. That's, you know, I think that's an amazing story, man.
Yeah, and it's definitely been a lot of, like I said, I even completely left the barbering game. But then when I was trying to build this, because I always knew I wanted to create, I wanted to build a social media following and like somehow monetize social media in some way, you know, and just like whatever. And it was just so hard as real estate because I'm not passionate about it and it's boring.
Yeah.
And just one day I just thought, like, I never even gave barbering a full chance. Like, I was like, I didn't give it even 5 years, 3 years, nothing. So it's like, I was like, I'm gonna like do it for like, I'm gonna put my all into it for
Because
like
I'll tell you what,
years.
this is the most noise. You're the most noise I've heard of any barber in a real long time. You know, and I think it's pretty dope. You know that you're a female as well. You know, and it's you know, it's tough enough being in this industry. Period, as a barber or a Cosmo, but you know, I think there's more obstacles as a woman, and there's women like you that take those obstacles and those lessons and turn it into something. 100,000 on TikTok. You know, monetizing it, and that's, you know, that's an amazing story. All right, Juan, what do we got here, man?
Well, I got one more question.
Okay.
But I think we'll jump into this next. But so it seems like looking out, because I'm not a barber, but looking out into the industry, you have some pretty big names in the barber game here in San Antonio.
Yeah, yeah, you do.
Why is it San Antonio?
I don't know, but I was just gonna say that like San Antonio is literally goated with the goatest barbers of all time.
Oh, shout out to your podcast.
Yeah,
Oh,
shout
yeah.
out GOAT.
Congratulations.
Shout out to that.
The GOAT podcast.
Yes.
Dude. Like, okay, Joe Barber,
Oh,
Rob
yeah.
the Original, Lacey Lady Barber. Mind you, there was a show called Cedric the Entertainer's Barber Battle on
Joe was
TV.
on there, right?
Joe won, Rob the Original won, Lacey Lady Barber won. I think there was like 8 episodes and like San Antonio Barbers won like 3 or 4, which was crazy. And then Faded Culture on YouTube.
Oh, them
huge,
guys, the Barron
massive.
brothers.
Yes,
Shout out.
massive. I just hung out with them last night.
Shout out Acapulco Barber College. I was there instructing 4 or 5 months, man, before it all went down.
Dang.
What's funny is like I actually met Joe around the time he blew up on Yahoo. Remember he had the Michael Jordan?
I don't. I was in the pin.
Okay, it was around that time actually. It was around
2012, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2012. I met Joe, and I knew him because we were like hanging out at the same time. And then my brother got caught up with Acapulco,
Dang.
doing some stuff he shouldn't have been doing. And that's how I have family that went to jail. And then I met Ray after that, and then I was like, dude. And then so it's funny, Barbie. Okay, so this next thing we want to try with you guys is reaction video to some of the craziest shit I've seen on
Okay.
YouTube, and just to get your thoughts on it.
Okay.
Let me see if it'll play. Can you see my mouse?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, we see that.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can.
Bro, I don't know what's up with those.
Okay. So this is like when they play with fire.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing because who like started that, right? Like who's the first person to say like, bro, I'm just gonna like try to light your hair on fire for some views. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I've heard of singeing, but this is straight up on fire, man.
Yeah. And it's crazy because it's like 100% that's burning that fool. Why are you acting like it's not?
And that dude's just sitting there.
Yeah.
Okay, that one actually turned off.
Yeah. And also it's like
The smell, bro.
it's weird that the smell for sure, but also it's like always these damn foreign freaking accounts doing some shit like this.
Here we go.
It's like ain't no American gonna be like, yeah, bro,
I'll tell
cinch
you
my
what, bro.
hair.
If they got piojos, it's all over, man. This one, that's the deep piojo cut right there, man.
It's like the old barbecue.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know if these guys are burning off product on this. I don't.
Yeah, that's what I assume. Like they probably spray some hairspray on it and
know
like
what the
light it
hell
on
it
fire.
is, man.
Because I mean, everything we use is like says flammable and shit.
Oh, la madre.
And see, that's just crazy.
What's that hairspray can?
Oh yeah, it is.
bro.
And it's crazy because
It's a girl. That's a lady. She's like totally cool with it.
Yeah.
I guess that's getting rid of split ends. I don't know, man.
Nah, it's making more. That's basically that cinching you're talking about, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's like a
That's
you
kind
know,
of more
but
like
they go
it.
extreme for views, man. And that's
Yeah.
another thing. Like if y'all notice on my TikTok, because everybody tells me you should do those prank videos. You should
Oh,
like
the ones
do
with the
they spray
like-
the client too much
Yeah.
or throw a bunch of powder on them. I'm like, I'm never ever gonna disrespect my client for views
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, this is a freaking professional
Yes.
environment,
my
and I'm glad I've
clients-
never had to do that crap.
My clients would probably look at me and tell me, "You're fucking,
Yeah,
you're
what are
crazy,
you doing?
bro. What
Grow
are you on
up."
today? That's not you, man." All right, what do we got? There we go.
Boom.
How do you feel about that?
I love
Do you do that?
enhancements. Yes,
Yeah?
I love enhancements. I actually sell enhancements at 5starbarberco.com.
Oh, that's right.
You can go to the enhancement package and buy everything you see in this video right now.
Add a little alcohol.
Yep, a little alcohol.
See,
That's
I
my
remember
favorite
that.
way to
I
use
remember
it.
her. Yeah, I remember her saying that on her post.
But yeah, we have the whole enhancement package, and I love enhancements. And the thing is, like, obviously, what 1 out of 20 clients gets an enhancement. You know, not everybody's gonna
But do
get
they
that.
usually do this, like for an event or something, Cherry? Or
So that was real tricky. So my first barber battle, I said no enhancements, right?
Okay.
And then people didn't listen. And then I think like the judges got all confused, and I think someone ended up winning with enhancements, but we already told everybody no enhancements. So there's people who didn't use enhancements who were like, "Hey, you said no enhancements," and this person won with enhancements.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
and it was just like real hard to tell sometimes, or
Yeah.
like try to distinguish. So, but yeah, almost everybody uses enhancements now, but also not everybody's hair. My hairline's not super sharp, like to where it's like that guy right there, or
right,
whoever that is on the left.
but when you do an enhancement on somebody, is that what's the time? How long does that last?
Probably like a day, or it could last till the following day.
So
but
they might usually be doing that if they got like a special event or something,
yes,
kind of weddings.
that's what I was saying.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
usually like a special event. I have one crazy client that, I mean, it's pretty gross. Shout out to him, love you, but.
You know who you are.
Yeah, he knows who he is. He doesn't care, and it's not gross. Okay, he's probably not gonna see this, but he says that he doesn't wash his hair for like 3 days after I do the enhancement.
He's one of the.
He's like, I just don't wash
put
it.
on
Like,
powder shampoo, man, dry shampoo.
Yeah.
What is that? Yeah.
he's like, once you style it, I can never get it back like this. So I just like put it.
who cuts your hair?
Juvie Garcia, owner of All Stars
Juvie
Barbershop.
Okay, Juvie. Does he do the pigment?
Yes, SMP. Yeah.
Shout him out because I need to go see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's no, and I think he's like really great at that because I've seen a lot of SMP people, and it
Yeah.
shit looks like tattoos, and
He's-
sometimes they make the hairlines too sharp, even when people don't ask for sharp hairlines. He could do the natural. He does great. Shout out Juvie Garcia. He's been my barber forever, and he's
Kick
just
ass.
so cool, and he is so humble. And I'm gonna have him on my podcast
Yeah.
because that man's story is amazing as well, and he
Needs
is
to be heard.
super humble, and
Yeah.
he is balling.
Yeah.
You know, and he's super humble, and he keeps growing even after being in the industry for all that time. Like he just picked up SMP, and everything he does at a high level. Like he's really good. And shout out Juvie. And
Right
so all this shout out, please teach me SMP, bro. I've been begging you.
All right, Juan. What do we got?
Is it playing?
Yeah.
Oh, we got these
Oh,
pranks. I
this is
think
what we were
looks like a
talking
prank.
about. I guess it's like talking, so we don't know what's going on.
Oh. Well, we can get that one.
Okay, no, yeah, but this one right here,
Barber
that's
lip
coming
prank.
up.
Oh, this was hitting not too long
Yes,
ago.
it was. They like run their finger across
Man,
their.
somebody, bro.
That is so gay.
Yeah.
Like, and then plus, like, it's filthy, bro. Nobody
you've been
wants them
cutting hair-
filthy
you've been
ass
cutting
fucking
hair all
fingers
day.
on my lips, man.
Look at this guy. What the fuck happened to him?
Oh, they're talking.
He did something. He want to fight
Oh
him.
shit! It's over, bro.
Any fights?
No, he's just like,
No, he's just really no. He's dabbing him up. It looked like.
I don't
Huh.
know. More of the lip prank.
More of the lip prank.
But yeah, that's what I say. Like, I'm glad I never have to do no TikToks pranks to get views, and I never will.
So does Don suggest that every
No,
now and then? Or
hell no.
Oh, he knows.
Yeah,
Not to
like
bring that up.
yeah, like I've already told him that from
I
the
got limits,
beginning,
bro.
Like,
Yeah.
and I think he may have suggested like one time, like a year ago or something.
Yeah.
I said, bro, this is a fucking professional environment at the end of the day, okay?
Straight
and
up.
even then, I ask my clients like, is it okay if we shoot? You know,
Right,
and they're
absolutely.
9 times out of 10 they're always gonna say yes, and even if they are uncomfortable, they're still gonna say yes. Because they're just like, I know what I know your goals and stuff, and I know like you're
Right,
just trying to do
support.
you. Yeah. But yeah, like it's yeah, I told him that like one time. He's like, hey, there's like this prank, like it's kind of going viral. Nah, it's a
Yeah.
professional environment
Good.
here, and you know,
Yeah, I don't.
my clients are high paying clients, you know,
Right.
and
Last
like
thing they want to do is.
yeah, and then also it's humiliating the client. 9
Right.
times out of 10, it's mostly like little kids on there and shit. But
Right.
you're not gonna fucking run your lips off some fucking professional businessman, the corporate top of HEB,
Yeah.
the freaking this, that, you know. And I do have clients that literally, I have clients that I could call in and be like, I want to do a video with you or shoot content with you, and they'll be like, do whatever you want, make me look stupid. I don't care if you make me look stupid.
Just
That's
put me on.
amazing. You know, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, first of all, we're probably not gonna make you look stupid, but
Yeah.
we do need your cooperation. But a lot of my clients, if you see on the social media, like they're down to say whatever. I'm like, say something, like
Yeah.
Cherry hook me up, or
Yeah, your clients. Yeah, I like those little reels. Your clients are really into it. That's
yeah,
cool,
they're
man.
they're cool with it all, and it's cool. I love the interaction and especially like the TikTok now. The kids that come in, it's like they're meeting a celebrity. They come in, it's so funny.
And I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna be driving home and thinking,
Damn.
damn, I forgot to ask her this.
Yeah.
We covered where you went to school, tools, ambassador. What days do you work?
I work almost every day. I try to take quote unquote like Mondays and Wednesdays off.
Okay.
But then people hit me up for like VIP cuts, and I can never say
You
no.
can't turn those down. Huh?
Yeah. So I
What's up, VIP cut?
like
Outside of
150.
hours, yeah.
Yeah, like hey, I'll pay you like 150 to cut my hair real quick, and all my haircuts take 30 minutes or less, even if it's a
Damn.
beard. So it's like I don't want to say no to that.
Yeah.
So
How'd you build that speed?
I don't know. I think it's just a
Just with
sense of
time?
urgency.
Okay.
Great Clips. I never worked at Great Clips. Well, to cutting hair, but when I was in school, I was a receptionist, and they have to cut hair
you
in
gotta
15
turn 'em
minutes
out,
there.
right.
Like it's literally timed, and if you are over 15 minutes, like you get in trouble on stuff. So they have a technique of where it's like knock this shit out, and I've just turned that technique into my own, and honed it. And also just like I do have a huge sense of urgency, like in everything I do. So I'm not like, hey, what's up? Like I'm hey, what's up? Like let's get
Hey,
this
gotta go,
going.
right.
But I'm not. It never makes my client feel rushed. But also they appreciate it. They don't want to be there all damn
Yeah,
day.
because I'm a 30 to 45 minute guy. Sometimes even an hour. It depends. But I try and tell some folks, some people just get into barbering that people will pay for speed too. It's not just because you're charging $150, doesn't mean you got to milk a haircut for an hour.
Yeah, fuck no.
And those people want to be, they'll pay for speed. And
They
if you
care
got
about the
speed and
haircut.
accuracy,
Yeah, they care about a good haircut, no
Right.
matter how long it takes.
Right.
But they like most of my clients appreciate me getting them in and out at their scheduled time, stuff like that. But yeah, so I mean, I almost work every day, and that's the thing is like
Wow.
working too is like everything. Like it's not always just cutting hair. Like obviously I have my website. Obviously I create content. Obviously, like I'm always doing stuff, and I'm always like doing stuff.
What do you like doing? Okay, when you're not doing the content, when you're not doing, what do you do to relax besides hang out at the lake?
Hang out at the lake.
At the lake?
Hang out at the lake. I like to golf.
You do golf. Okay, cool.
Yeah, golf, lake, and I like just to relax. I'm like because I don't get a lot of time at home, and
You're a
because
homebody now?
yeah, like, but I say that, and then you like look at my story last night, and it's like turn up in the club, right? But that's only I'll say that I only turn up with one person. Turn Up the Hustle. Shout out to Turn Up the Hustle. He's my great homie,
Right on.
and he turns up in the club.
Awesome.
He came out of nowhere. I follow a lot
So
of
he
people.
actually is Don runs his social media as well.
Wow.
So me and him are Don's only clients. And so he's full time with both of us. And
He does real estate.
What
yeah,
what-
he does
okay.
real estate. He owns like over 100 houses. He owns a wholesaling business with
Sheesh.
like probably over 20 employees and wholesales like 20 to 30 houses a month.
Yeah,
He
shout out
also
Turnip, man.
does
Oof.
real estate education. He also is throwing the hugest, best real estate event in like 3 weeks, September 17th, wholesaling live here in
Dude,
San Antonio.
you just posted that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's about to host, because for
I
people
saw
who
that.
want to learn real estate or how to wholesale, stuff like that. But he does everything.
And
you know?
where's that happening, Cherry?
That's going to
Where's
happen
you
at the Norris Conference Center right there on San Pedro and 410 by the airport, kind of by North Star. But yeah, he like brings out artists and stuff. He's the one that brought Mike Jones and Kurt Cobain's, and he was like an official sponsor at my expo.
Yeah.
So like we just
Man.
support each other.
Yeah.
And so he likes to the thing is too is like work. This is something I'm understanding. I don't go out and I'm always like, what's the point in going out? Like, it's just drunk people, this and that. But it's networking just as much as anything else. Last night I went out and we, Faded Culture came to our VIP section and hopefully they said yes. I got their number. They said they were super down to be on my podcast next week.
Kick ass, man.
And that's
Shout
crazy.
out to Barron Brothers.
Yeah, and they're like, we'll vlog it and everything. And it's like, okay, that night, yesterday,
Boom. Yeah.
that's major networking.
Yes.
Like, that's a major thing. And if I didn't go out, and I was like, I don't go out, And I was on that.
Well, I
Because
think-
I used to be on that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't party, I don't go out. But I do feel like I built some of the closest, best relationships going out.
Gotta get out, bro.
You do? And I'm
gotta
an old
get
man.
out.
I literally nap
'Cause I-
before I go to the club.
Because I'll tell you what.
I had to take a nap. I'm
what
like,
what works for now? What's in your favor now? Besides all the work behind the scenes and everything you've done is you've got a following on social media now, so people are going to start recognizing you.
yeah, it happens.
That happens, right?
Yeah, it happens. It's
How
really.
do you feel about that?
It's just funny.
Yeah.
It's just like a little bit awkward
Yeah.
because like also like, I mean, bro, I shop at Walmart, bro.
Oh,
like
yeah.
but
out
like
Walmart.
I'm saying like I buy
Yeah.
my like
Hey,
I
this
was
right here,
I'm
I ain't
telling
gonna
you,
bullshit.
Walmart.
I had a new girlfriend, right? What am I gonna wear to her place? Walmart.
Yep.
Bought two
That's
of
what I'm
these.
saying. Like I wear
Oh.
Walmart clothes. Like I go shop at Ross. Like the thing is like I got these for $10. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like I'm not
15.
Yeah.
eBay.
I'm not here like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like obviously, I make amazing, money from barbering, my businesses or
Yeah.
my streams of income. But like, I mean, I just got like a can. I just got like a little mid-sized truck. Like
Yeah.
I don't got no Mercedes. Like, and I never would get one.
But
Man, I'm not
that's-
saying I won't get like a lamb truck or something or but. Like I don't really care about like materialistic
Yeah.
stuff, and I know that like this is the most influencer outfit you're ever gonna find on me.
Yeah.
White tee, no, I was kidding, but and I don't care about that stuff. So sometimes like I meet people and I'm like, I think they expect more of me.
Yeah.
Like I'm supposed to be like
Well, I think
jewelry or I don't know what it is, and I'm
I think is they're getting just like a snapshot of you. Also, like even now, like the interaction that we've had. Like, yeah, like you see social media, you see TikTok, and it's like a snap, like
Yeah.
15, 20 second. There's no way that could be you. Like no normal person would be that energetic all the time.
oh yeah, but I am.
Yeah.
I
And
am.
that we were who
I'm
who
like
told,
this is the most toned down you ever seen.
I asked when Dollface was here, Villalobos, we asked her about you a little bit, and she's like, I've only really seen her like at hair shows, barber battles, and she'll be running from one end of the building to the other one, bro, just
Yep.
making noise, and that's why
I literally have a blowhorn.
yeah,
Like
I
you
had-
might as well put all your energy into
Yeah,
everything and
yeah.
just like that's funny. And that is completely true. I am always like literally can't even. I'm so exhausted after shows.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just funny because it's like I don't know what they expect of me. Even clients come in. So like the other day, a lot of TikTok clients been coming in lately, and the other day, he's a grown man. He comes in, he walks in. I was like, hey, how's it going? He's like, I have to mentally prepare myself for this, and I was like, why?
For what?
Yeah, I said, why? He was like, bro, you're famous. You're all over my TikTok, and I was
Yeah.
like, this is awkward. Like I was just a barber, and
But
then
that's- yeah.
parents will bring in their kids to like, hey, we're gonna surprise our kid. They're like obsessed with you, and you know we're gonna bring them in, and the kid's like, I can't believe it's you. I can't believe I'm getting my haircut by you and stuff like that. And so it's like that happens weekly at this point of like the fans, you know, and stuff like that. But like I'm just like, you know, in my 2-year-old torn up Walmart shorts. You know what I'm saying? Look,
I like the pictures like when they shows Steve Jobs, you know, pictures of these guys, you know, the people with
like Mark Zuckerberg and stuff.
With bank, you know, these guys are dressed
regular,
you know, and the people that wish they had money are dressing like they have money.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I also understand the like I made it a point to wear these sunglasses this whole podcast. I was like, I'm an influencer now, guys. Okay, just y'all need to know this. Okay, I'm a $10 influencer, glasses on. Okay, put some respect on my influence. That's but like, I do understand that too because like kids are only gonna look up to you so much to where like. And I realize I am influencing the future. When people are like, you've influenced me to be a barber. It's like a 10-year-old. I'm like, oh, well.
I just like that you're approachable.
Yeah.
You know. I just want people to know just because you're blowing up and you know you're on my TikTok, you're very approachable and humble, and that's awesome.
Yeah, and I just like, what's up? And also like, I don't know. Most of the time when I get because like I do everything almost a lot of things like alone. Like I go eat almost every day by myself, like to restaurants every day. So when people see me, I'm just by myself. They're like, wow, that's that influencer that's like by themselves, has no friends, and is like in a phone, like all big and stuff. But it's like, I don't know. I do everything alone.
Yeah, we're waiting on you to show up, and it was getting close to 6 o'clock, and I'm telling Juan, I don't know, man. This chick's probably gonna roll up like with 10, 15 deep on us, bro.
Hey.
The entourage is fucking showing up, bro.
Don coming with me and everything.
Yeah, but you just rolled up by yourself, and that's you know, we were thinking maybe Don. You know, shout out to Don. You know, we were thinking maybe he was gonna show up, and but you know,
it was cool hearing your story. Like I heard your podcast, the first one that dropped, and it was cool hearing his story and your story. Yeah, and it's cool to see when people grow together.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, that struggle and that hustle. That You see it on the other side, and you're reaping the rewards of that, and you're like, man, you know, we're good.
Yeah, and this is still the beginning. This is very tip of the iceberg beginning, and we're just like literally ecstatic with what the future's gonna hold, and we just appreciate, and we're always gonna remember who, you know, showed love now.
You know, when we first started this, you know, Juan was like, who do you want to have on, dude? I'm like, you know, I worked with Andrea about 5-6 years ago, and she was like blinders on, you know, doing it. You know, a lot of similarities between y'all two. And then he's like, who's next? I'm like, bro, Cherry the Barber, dude. We got to bring her on, dude, because this is...
And this is my first podcast. It's
really
super dope. Yeah, I've never done a podcast. Like, besides my own that I just started, but, like, I've never done a podcast. I was super excited.
Appreciate that, Cherry.
Cool her,
that's where she's... Right.
She could have easily been like, I'm an influencer, respect, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
She was like, nah, and, you know.
Because
Because I'm gonna put it out there. I have reached out to other barbers with less following than her, and they've been like, who are you?
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you know why? That's why they're never gonna grow.
Right.
And that's that, like, they don't have an abundance mindset. They don't see the what it can do. You know, I actually forgot. I even bought a little tripod, and I wanted to set up my phone the whole time so I could literally film this whole thing and then cut out little reels and be posting for y'all and put like catch me at and then tag your podcast. And I completely forgot to do that. So that sucks.
Nah,
I don't know if we can kind of...
I know that y'all are going to do that on y'all's own.
We're just happy that you're here and that you're giving us a shine because we're just getting started.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I'm not a barber. I kind of just do this as a hobby.
Yeah.
But I heard his story. I heard his passion. And, you know, I was like, it'd be great to put people on. And then I started to learn about the industry. Yeah. And knowing about other barbers as well. And it was super cool just your like willingness to be like, yeah, I'll help you guys out. Like, and just come on. Like, that speaks volumes for your character.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and everybody needs to know that, you know, because they see you on TikTok and they're thinking, it's this, you know, whatever. But to actually have you sitting here, Cherry, is you know, it gives us a lot of
hope for the
excitement.
Future.
Yes, no, absolutely. I mean, because you're, like you said, you're at the very beginning of, You know, that's why I asked you, you know, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Shoot, it could happen in a year. I
Yeah,
mean,
for sure.
as fast as it's moving for you.
Because if you would have asked me 5 years
glad
ago
we're-
where I saw myself, or a year ago where I saw myself,
Yeah.
this I wouldn't have seen this.
Yeah.
So I know the growth is like gonna just be unexpected, and
Yeah.
the old saying, preparation meets opportunity, and the opportunity is gonna keep coming, and I'm
that's
prepared for it.
Awesome. Awesome. Because I've been told that in a way it's, you know, you'll only get presented with, you know, a certain amount of opportunities. You need to decide on which one's going to, you know, hopefully choose the one that's going to, you know, catapult you to the next, you know, to the next level. So TikTok has been the biggest, as far as social media platforms, that's been like the one, right?
Yeah, as far as following, for sure. But I reached like for instance, this last week on Facebook, I reached 2.8 million people.
Damn.
But on TikTok, I only reached 1.8 million people. So even though my following is not more on Facebook, like there's times where I go crazy on there. And also, sidebar, Facebook pays great money for reels.
You see, and I've heard, I don't know, it kind of seems like Facebook is just fading out.
Yeah,
you know?
everybody, but that's why
for
they're
you to say
putting.
that,
That's why they're putting so much
There-
money
there
into
you
the
go.
reels, because they want to attract back
Got
that.
it.
They want to like get with TikTok and
Yeah.
Instagram. So that's why they're putting so much money into this. And so it's like, okay, I'll give you that.
So
All right,
if you
shout
gotta
out
rank them-
Facebook.
If you gotta rank them, Facebook.
Facebook, Instagram, and then TikTok.
TikTok. But
Like,
as far
oh.
as monetization.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, and then TikTok. TikTok's the least. I get 1 million views. They'll be like, here's $10. I'm like,
And that's TikTok?
yeah, TikTok don't pay you nothing.
Hey, but Facebook, they're hungry, and there are
Right.
arbitrage is there.
Yeah.
on Facebook.
Like Facebook, like I've like you can make 6 figures off Facebook off the reels right now. Like it's been crazy. Like I think in like 3 months on Facebook, I made like over $20,000 on just Facebook reels for views only. Yeah, it's mind blowing. And it's like TikTok, fucking millions of views. They're like, here's $13.
Yeah, they rather have some dumbass little dances and shit going on with their.
Well, yeah, but what's smart, at least from what I'm seeing in your account, is that all the
You can edit. I just said that right about TikTok, just in case.
Right? They're like, you're gonna put it on there.
what's
That's
really
what I
cool
think about.
You built the audience in TikTok, and then you moved them over to YouTube, and I'm sure that transition over to.
I think YouTube is organic and not from TikTok.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I put because YouTube is also going towards shorts. So now it's the YouTube shorts that's the biggest
We've been
thing.
doing shorts with this.
So
Yeah.
it's organic. Shorts are still reaching. Okay, the way TikTok is big right now is because it's still organic.
Yeah.
You can post a video and have 0 followers and it go viral because it still pops up on people's For You page and it has that organic algorithm. Facebook actually now has that organic algorithm with Reels only though. Like
Wow.
now Reels can reach 2 million. Literally one Reel right now is going crazy. It has over 2 million views on Facebook in like a week. How? Because they're letting the Reels have organic reach right now. Instagram is the only little. I cannot. But you know what? Also, Instagram's the only one that Don doesn't run, and he's begging me to run my Instagram, and I won't let him because if y'all noticed, my Instagram has substantially less content than TikTok and all that because I'm running it, I see it, and I feel like all the people on Instagram know me. So it's like a mind thing, and it's what I told you about. Like, I'm like, don't post this. Well, that video I told him not to post that he already posted on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, everything.
Blew up.
Yeah, it blew up on there, but I don't post it on my Instagram because I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I don't like that video. You know, I let my mind mess with me on Instagram, and he's like, if I run your Instagram for 1 month, you're gonna have a crap load of followers, and I'm like, no.
It's gonna happen.
But yeah, so YouTube's still organic with the with the reach of the shorts. So the shorts have what been going crazy on YouTube, and it's gotten me all that.
So the GOAT.
I've always like kind of had the name, like the GOAT name. Like when I was at the Sons by JC, my little thing read Cherry the GOAT. It didn't say Cherry the Barber. So all my clients, which was over like 500 people, they've always like
GOAT.
called me the GOAT and stuff like that. And you know, so, and I always just use that name. And then I was just like, everybody on my podcast is a GOAT. And then I also explained like the GOAT podcast is like everybody has the potential to be a GOAT. And I got some comments on that, and they're like, "You're saying that's like giving everybody a trophy." I said, "I'm saying everybody has the potential to be.
Doesn't mean
They're
you're
not
gonna
going to
do
be it,
Right.
But like, and also the thing is too, you're like a GOAT of your specific thing. They're like people are like, okay, this person's a GOAT of basketball, but who's like the GOAT of like
Your sales team.
yeah, but also like who's the GOAT in basketball that also gives back the most? Like there's a lot of layers. So it's like, okay, you're the best barber, but you're the best barber cutting hair. But are you the best barber cutting hair, making social media content, giving back to the community? Like there's like you can give a like your title doesn't have to be so vague. Because then yeah, there's only one GOAT for everything. Like there's only one GOAT barber. But who's to say they're a GOAT in what sense?
Right.
Like because they do good haircuts or make the most money. There's so many different avenues. So you could be the GOAT of your own personal, like who you are.
I've got one more question. Well, it might turn into something else, but as far as I've seen you do a haircut, do a random haircut, out in public.
Oh yeah.
What do you get out of that? What does it do for you? What do you feel does it do anything for that person? What?
Okay, so two things. One, that we did that during Fiesta, and we did it right in front of the Alamo.
Right.
Content purposes. We needed content. And the thing is, you can go to my TikTok from the beginning, and me and Don have literally just been trying stuff and just throwing shit out there.
Yeah.
And we just been trying, and we feel like we found our footing and our like foundation now, to where we're not just trying different shit. Mm-hmm. But that was literally like us just trying something. Let's just try it. Let's just see what happens. Cool background setting. We're at Fiesta. There's a lot of people. Like it should be cool. So we just did it because of that. But it was literally amazing. Like they were so grateful. We heard like such a heartfelt story. Like, and it was just so cool to just like connect with strangers. And also like it's crazy the thing that free haircuts. Like people are like really grateful for, like everything. But that was really cool. And then now like. I want to do like almost monthly giveaway free haircut and a pair of shoes to a kid because I did that for back to school.
Awesome.
He was so grateful. And it was just like that kind of stuff's super rewarding. My thing is like always helping kids, like because I was definitely a lost kid that didn't have any support and was like real traumatic childhood. So, and obviously I ended up in prison and stuff as a kid. So, because I went in at 17 years old. So, it's like, I definitely want to, like, even then, like, I try to go cut at the children's shelters and stuff like that. And all that stuff's the most rewarding to me. Like I said, it goes back to, like, helping people.
And I've heard that story, Cherry, about you being locked up. And I was so fired up about asking you why. But you know what? It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I just got in a fight.
Because, it doesn't matter. Because, I mean, what you've turned it into is amazing.
Yeah. And it's really like no particular thing. It was just like messing up so much that it snowballed.
Yeah.
And also, but the biggest thing was like getting in a bad fight. And it was just crazy. But like I said, even on my podcast too, like I wouldn't probably have got that severe time if I just had like, because I didn't have support or family or lawyer, nothing. I was just like a lost kid. They're like, oh, this kid, if I let this kid out, they're just going to go do more bad stuff. But it was like, dang, I don't even want to say this, but.
Say it.
It was like, I was about to say it's the best thing that ever happened to me, but it really wasn't. But I mean, honestly, I don't even care at all. Like it literally had to happen. And I'm glad that it woke me up and like I got out like beasting.
Exactly.
Because like I said, the second I got in there, I was like, I'm not these people.
Right.
The second I got in there, I was like, get me out of here. I'm not these people. So.
Is that why you go so hard? Because I feel like there's a drive behind a lot of what you do.
Yeah, I go so hard because my dad. Like, I just want to carry on his
Share
name.
that a little bit, because I see pictures that you post of your dad and your mom and
both my
like
parents
that.
have passed away. My dad died from cancer when I was 14, and he was an entrepreneur. He was like the best dad in the whole world. We were so close, and his death like ruined my life. Well, I can't say it did, but it like tore my life apart and my family's life apart. And so like, just like live for those who can't live. Like, what would he want me to do? Be super successful. Like, everybody says that. Like, oh, you know, they would want you to be happy. They would want, okay, well, yeah. And also, like I said, I've seen so much death. My mom also passed away. She passed away in 2020. You know, she took her last breath. I watched both my parents die and take their last breath. If that is not the most, like, just like, I appreciate life so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate life so much, and I know it's short, and we got to go super hard. Why not? Like, I cannot fathom people that,
Sit on your ass.
yeah, not enthusiastic. Like, and we could all create anything. We could all do anything. So, and then even my business partner passed away last year, and it's like, I've seen so much death that I appreciate life so much. And I want to live for all the people who can't live. Obviously, I have the Cherry name. My dad's last name was Cherry. My name's Megan Cherry, so that's why I carry Cherry. And the Cherry stuck with me because in prison, they call you by your last name, like in the military. You know, Cherry, Cherry, Cherry. And so everybody called me Cherry. Then I got out, and it was almost like a new me because, you know, it's like everybody now knows me as Cherry. Before I went into prison, they knew me as Megan, you know? So it was like, I'm Cherry the Barber. Y'all know me. Sorry. But, sorry, I don't know if I messed this up.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, so it's like, I've seen, like, the worst things you could ever see in life. And that's why all the failures and bullshit, like, mean absolutely nothing. Because nothing could be worse than not having life. Or, like, you know, I can't lose anything that I haven't lost already, you know? Like, so, yeah, definitely I go so hard because my dad carrying on the Cherry name. And, like, I'm super enthusiastic about life because it's super short, and I've clearly seen that over and over again.
Well, we're super enthusiastic that you were here, Cherry, and shared this story, you know, because I had a certain, you know, a certain image of you, you know, and you've, it was pleasant getting to know you because it's, and I think a lot of people, that have seen you blow up will enjoy this to see, you know, what you're really about.
Yeah, for real. I know. It's crazy too because, you know, people make their own perceptions just based off of short clips, social media, or whatever. And it's like, even like the barber battle thing, you know, like I literally like take that with a grain of salt. People take things too personal and too crazy, you know, and it's like, we're just having fun. Like, I probably forgot. I've actually forgot I said that, and Don shows me the video. I'm like, oh, I like completely forgot I even said that, you know, because we're just out here just talking, going through the day, going through the motions, and this stuff is just like never anything I say is to disrespect somebody else. Right. But people will take it like that. What I'm saying is just bullshitting around.
It's because they don't know you. You know?
Yeah, exactly. They don't know me, and also like, I think I did this video that got like, I don't know, millions of views, right? And I said, if you fuck up somebody's hair, don't tell them. Just, you know, be confident. Yes. Don't avoid conflict behind the chair. Right. And just, you know, it is what it is. If they find out later, they cuss you out later or whatever. They just never go to you again. That's the worst thing. Literally had people, mind you, this is on social media. They literally went and like tried to Google my barbershop and gave me bad reviews and said, wow, she fucks up people's hair and doesn't tell them. People that don't know me, strangers from probably all over the world, went and made bad Google reviews, stuff like that. And it's literally like, also, I've never messed up anybody's hair, ever. I never messed up anybody's hair. And if I've ever made any mistake, I can just fix it because I'm well versed in how to work with the hair.
That's what makes a good barber. You know, because to say that I've never done it, I've goofed a cut, but I've been in it long enough to where, you know what, I can take this out. Yeah. You know.
And so it's like, and I don't know, like I've like cut off a piece of my client's eyebrow, they said, you know, and it's like, okay, well, like, you know, just never come to me again. Like, what do you want to do? I'm gonna charge you, whatever. Like, what? You know? But either way, me saying that was just something off the top of my head. It's just like bullshitting around, and literally, you know, you laugh about it after. And it's just an on-the-spot question that, like, you answer one time goofy. And even after that, I was like, I answered it again. I was like, don't post that, bro. And of course he posted it anyway because he's like, that's the one that's gonna get
Don.
the views, and he did
Shout out
get
to
millions
Don
of
again.
views. But you know, it's not that serious. Like life is not
isn't
that serious.
Right on.
Like it is serious, but
Barbering isn't
words
that
and-
serious.
Yeah, and just stuff like social media is not that serious.
Yeah.
Coming from someone who is on social media every day, probably more than everybody, as far as like I'm on there with content, but like, and is on every platform and all that stuff. Literally, I think I don't even like ever read the comments. Like I think I've never read comments in like ever. I don't read comments. If anything, Don reads them sometimes and gets like the questions out of them, so I'll answer questions from the things.
Yeah.
But like, and I don't like care about it at all. Also, people that meet me, like say if I was to meet a girl right now, you know, I'm single. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
She's single.
No, but like if I'm to meet a girl and you know they see my social media and stuff, they're probably like, you know, you're probably like on your phone all the time, and also like no, like I'm just no, like I have someone running that for me, like,
Yeah.
and even then, like we're out, I'm not like, hey, like selfies and this and that, like no. I have controlled content that is focused on me being a barber, but like my personal life, I don't really put too much. I would like to, because obviously then people can get to know me more and understand my personality and stuff. But
Leave that up to us because we got you.
yeah, so it's like, but things like this
Yeah.
will help people see.
Absolutely.
That's why, like, I was so open, like, yeah, like I would love to do that, you know, and just chop it up and just the more people you talk to, the more. You know,
Well, it's been a humbling experience. It's been a pleasant experience. People can find you. Do you use Booksy? Okay. Do you take clients, new clients, or do you take referrals from your existing clients?
yeah, I take new clients. I
You
take new clients,
Wow.
everything. Everything. Like, it doesn't matter. And I always preach, like, you should always want new clients.
Right.
Because, like, every week I get amazed, especially with, like, the TikTok stuff. I say, like, I don't take kids under 12. Bro, these parents want to bring their kids to me.
Please cut their.
Yeah, but it's also an experience for them
For
at this
them.
point. I'm a little
Yeah.
celebrity to them and all
Yeah.
this little TikTok famous. And so they're like, it's an experience and they want to just like bless me. So like I'm cutting an 8-year-old kid for $100 and it's like, and also that kid respects me because they see me
Right.
as someone up. So they're like so grateful. So the
Yeah.
whole experience in general, I'm like, why did I say no kids under, like now y'all could
Why
come.
not?
Because
Yeah.
y'all are going to respect me like y'all and y'all's parents. Like, and it's not just going to be
Yeah.
some little mocoso from,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
down the street or whatever. And so that's what I'm saying, like the new clients. And guess what? They booked, and maybe my other client who comes all the time but only pays me $50, you know, he didn't get in, but they got in that spot and they gave me $100. You should always want new clients because you never know who's going to pay you the most. You're going to always find clients to pay more and more. And like also the connections, the relationships. Cut that, like I said, cut a little TikTok kid's head. His parents make merch and stuff. They come and bring me all this merch and stuff like that. You know, it's just like so many connections, networking. And so I always want to meet new people.
Appreciate you
Thanks
coming
for
out,
having me
Terry.
on,
Thank
bro.
you very much.
For
I
sure,
appreciate
bro.
it. We had, you know, he told me you were coming on, and we were stoked. So it's I appreciate you coming on. Maybe I don't know. I'd like to have maybe a little second episode or something like that. I'd like to hear, more stories
I
on
can go on and
your
on.
GO.A.T, on that. Once that takes off for you, I'd like to
Yeah.
have you back on and share that.
Yeah, I could talk about everything forever, bro.
Cool. Appreciate it.
For sure.